practiced meditation in the past. I'm not practicing it at the moment. I ran into some difficulty. It was like meditation is sort of, a sweet icing over a bunch of garbage. Because my mind has so many disturbing thoughts.
Yes, that.
And
yes.
when you told about
it's a wonderful question.
What?
It's a wonderful question what you are asking. I understand. In my course, the first thing which we do is catharsis. We make the people throw away the garbage through a technique called Manipura Vishuddhi Kriya. It's a technique from Ayurveda. Ayurveda, they say of course, even the Sufis have used this technique, gibberish, creating such a type of sounds and noises where your language breaks, where you don't use your language anymore in that few minutes. Just only the emotions, the suppressions and repressions come out, and you cleanse yourself through catharsis. Only then I put the people in the meditation. I always tell people, don't force sanity upon you. Just pull the insanity out, then sanity will happen. If you force sanity upon you, there is every chance you will get into a sort of a conflict, a schizophrenic mood. Better to pull the insanity out, then you will see the sanity will flower. Meditation is supposed to flower in you. It cannot be done to you. So I accept. That's why in my techniques, the first is catharsis. I make them vomit. Vomit means they vomit the emotions, the suppressions and repressions out. Then you will see naturally they meditate. Naturally they are apt for meditation. I tell them, you should never control the mind. It's not that mind cannot be stopped, but you should never stop the mind. Mind should never be stopped. It should automatically drop. You understand? You should never stop it by force. It should drop on its own. As long as you try to stop, it will never stop. When you create a situation, when you create a space, a proper space, you will see it drops.
So this will be done in a group?
Yes. Group means the group will not have much relation. Whether it is 10 people or 20 people or...
But what if, the one person knows another person and that...
No problem. No.
You don't have to,
No.
You don't want him to or her to know your...
Meditating or you are shouting.
Not your problems or your inner emotions.
You see, one thing, every meditation technique, people will be given the ribbon. No one can see each other. And the techniques are designed in such a way that you will not feel uncomfortable. And you will not even know who is doing what. The privacy is maintained totally.
So, is there a progression in reaching the stage of Nithyananda? I mean, you have to go through stepwise, or is there a specific meditation for Nithyananda achievement?
See, according to me, you don't need progression. You don't need steps. The very understanding can lead. Very understanding is more than enough. Even the meditation is too much. The very understanding is more than enough. When you don't experience, then you go for little higher doses. That's all. It depends on individual. In the early times, even a little bit of pesticide can kill the worms, insects. Now, the insects have mastered the pesticides. They eat the pesticides and live. So now you will have to increase the dose. It all depends on the individual person. If your mind is simple, innocent, not too much cunning, not too much crooked, then a simple understanding, a direct understanding is more than enough. You see, the Upanishad says, just by listening from the master, Tattvamasi, that art thou, you are the God, many have realized. Just simple listening. The mind is so innocent. It has got so much of trust over the master. Just one word, he experiences it. The trust, the belief, the faith over the master makes him realize the truth. He just believes, when master says, I must be a God, let me express it. So if you have the innocent, simple mind, you don't need even meditation. And you will be shocked. in the major 12 Upanishads, nowhere Dhyan is emphasized. Nowhere the meditation is emphasized.
So would you say that if somebody is indoctrinated by Shotriyam Brahmanishta Guru and has studied Vedanta that you are referring to, then is there a need for meditation?
No, I don't think it is necessary for, then he needs meditation. But only thing, he should not cheat himself that he has studied. He should have experienced it.
What is the experience? I am a little bit confused. I hope you don't mind.
No, you can ask me. Only I'm afraid that I'm taking their time.
No, okay. I don't want to.
No, you can be. You see, one thing, anybody who is supposed to leave in their time, and if you have appointments, you are.
I didn't want to waste anybody. What I am saying is that people who have, say, studied what we are referring to as self-realization, as Gurudev Yogananda Paramahansa has outlined, and you study it, then what is there a different kind of meditation, or just meditation as
No, actually,
prescribes?
there are hundreds of techniques.
Right.
There are hundreds of techniques. There are few minds which is very straight and simple, which can direct, just grasp. For them, just Sravana, listening is more than enough. Then immediately the Nididhyasana happens, they start expressing. For some people, it takes a little more time. So for them, we will have to, she said that I feel there are a lot of garbage inside. So how can I do anything? So for this type of mental structure, first we will have to make them throw away their suppressions.
Question I wanted to ask you, if you forgive me for belaboring it.
No.
Question is, there is a little confusion in my mind over this thing. Like the meditation teachers say that you meditate, and in the meditation state you are one with the consciousness, which is the Brahman, which we all know is the inner bliss, Satchidanand Atman Swarup. And then the Vedant gurus, they say that you cannot experience it because experiential knowledge is all predicated on the intelligence, and because it is in itself Anubhav Sarup, that its experience is everything. At this point, I am not clear that I obviously, after having listened to a lot of grandmasters, have come to this conclusion that my meditation is based upon the concentration of the fact that I am the Brahman.
You see, let you understand, the cognitive shift. When I say the word cognitive shift, if you have a deep, clear conviction, even at the difficult times, in your heart of heart, you know whether you have the conviction or not. If you have the deep conviction, then you can be sure you have experienced. Whether you experienced or not, you have experienced. Because there are two moments of experience, moments of not experiencing. When you have two, only then you can understand whether you experienced or not. There are few people who have experienced, they don't have the moments in which they have not experienced. It's like a mind and no mind. Either they have total no mind, or they have total mind. So you do not know whether you experienced or not. Ramana Maharshi says beautifully, the disciple will not know whether he has experienced or not. Only the master will know. I give you one small scale with which you can measure. Even in the difficult times, if you have a deep clarity that you don't have to meditate, you are that. Whether I meditate or not, whether I accept or not, whether I believe it or not, I am God. Actually, I always tell people, whether fish goes along with the current or goes against the current, it is in the water. So whether you realize or not, you are God, you are divine, no doubt about it. If you have the clarity, even at the time of difficult times, then you can be sure the cognitive shift has happened. Then you don't have to bother about the experience. You don't have to bother about whether experience comes and goes or predicament, all those things. If that has not happened, I feel you should work towards experience, to drop the experience, gain the experience, to drop the experience. So go towards the experience, give little importance to experience. It's like two things. Either you start feeling 24 hours or at least start feeling 1 hour per day. Starting to feel 1 hour per day is what I call meditation. Once you start feeling 24 hours a day, that's what Vedantis say. So what Vedantis say is the goal. What Tantrics say is a path. That's the only thing. So I feel if the cognitive shift has happened, then you don't need particular thing like a technique or meditation or experience. But if the cognitive shift has not happened means, then better go for the techniques, go for the experience.
Thank you.
So this one that I meditate, I follow Paramashivam and Mahasannidhanam. And I meditate very deeply, and then when I meditate, I lose my body and I merge into consciousness. For a few hours it stays. And almost like during the day I experience it and I behave like that to my patients and all that. But when I hear that my daughter is not feeling good, then I get upset for a little while. Why at that time I'm not...
Now one thing,
I want to be like
why
that.
don't you count the moments of blessings? Why don't you count the moments of blessings, ma?
That's what
I
do.
Even this is a great achievement.
I'm so glad I met you.
And that's one thing, ma. Even this is a great achievement. The achievement, having the glimpses, two things. The traffic time and the gap time. We always count the traffic time. We forget the gap time. The gap time is such a wonderful thing. Even few minutes of gap is a big experience, ma. Nothing wrong. The problem is, why again traffic starts, When you try to hold the gap, traffic starts. When you try to grab the bliss, then problem starts. You are in bliss because you don't hold anything. When you try to hold the bliss, then you create a boundary. As long as you don't try to hold the bliss will stay with you. Bliss means choicelessness. When you choose bliss, then you destroy the bliss. Any bliss is choicelessness. As long as you are in choicelessness, you are in bliss. When you try to choose the bliss, then you destroy the bliss. The very choosing bliss destroys bliss. Just relax. Actually, when you put your hands in the river, if you keep your hands open, the river will be there in your hand. When you try to close your hands and catch the river, you will have only empty hands. So, never try to hold the pleasure, hold that bliss. Never try to hold that bliss. When bliss comes, whenever the bliss happens, you will get the first thought, the fear. Oh, how long it is going to stay, I don't know. When it is going to disappear. When that fear comes, just say, if it disappears, let it disappear. If it is there, I will enjoy. That thought only creates the disturbance. That thought only destroys the bliss. So never allow that thought to work. Tell, if it is, as long as it is there, I will enjoy. When it is not there, okay, let it go away. It's all right. Then you will see. That thought which creates disturbance will lose its base, will lose its capacity. Then you will see, continuously you are in bliss. When you drop the choices, you are in bliss.
A key to happiness is try not to attain anything. But then, trying to not attain anything is also a try.
That is what I am telling, ma. The basic idea life is suffering is wrong.
Really?
Surely. Life is suffering is given by the people who have done research on patients, not on Buddhas.
But life is suffering. That's what I feel. Every person in this world has problems, and there is death, there is hunger,
Of
there
course,
is killing.
you see, there is problems, but life is not suffering. There is problems and there is bliss also. There is joyful moments.
I have lost my father, my dad at early age. My sister is a breast cancer patient. Myself has a pituitary tumor. So life is suffering.
Oh, all right. Only 3 problems you told. Can I list out 30 things at least which you have as a benefit, as a joy, a reason to enjoy?
I have so
If
many.
you have 3 reasons to suffer, at least 30 reasons to enjoy, ma. You are breathing, still you are alive.
That's true.
That is enough to celebrate, ma. First, the idea life is suffering is not a right idea. As long as you have the idea life is suffering, even your relaxation will make you fall only into suffering. If you say the ground is suffering, if you relax, you will fall only into suffering. If you say the life is bliss, even if you relax, you will fall into bliss. So the basic idea only decides. If you say life is suffering, you have to start flying. If you say life is bliss, you can relax. And based on the first idea only, I can give the technique, ma. If you say life is suffering, I have to tell you, oh, fly, 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 go up, do this type of techniques. If you say life is bliss, I tell relax, relax, lie down, just be lazy, fall. So the first idea, first thought, that creates the method, that creates the technique in which you are supposed to travel.
No, I believe that life is beautiful too. Life is also, life is beautiful when I accept that life is suffering. That's.
So the basic idea is life is suffering, according to you. Then you have to go for
And if
intense.
I accept this, then I'm fine. Then I enjoy my life.
Then accept that and enjoy, that's all over. It means what? You enjoy the suffering. Enjoy that, nothing wrong. That's all. Okay.
Thank you.
Let you be in bliss.
You have to